You know what I've realized? Most people aren't struggling to create content, they're struggling to repeat success. They'll post one great reel that does well, and then they have no idea what to follow with it. It's like hitting a viral lottery, but there's no system. And if you've ever sat there staring at your phone trying to figure out what to post next, you know exactly what I mean. Welcome back to another episode of Call Her Creator, powered by Stan. I'm your host, Caitlin Rhodes, and today we're going to talk about the secret to building a viral signature series on Instagram that actually builds authority. Here's the truth that took me years to learn. You don't need to post more often. You need to post more intentionally. Especially now with everyone and their mother on Instagram, there are hundreds of thousands of people joining the app every day. You need a system that creates familiarity, something your audience can depend on. The people who win on social, they don't just post, they produce. They built a show, something recognizable, something repeatable, something that becomes their thing. And today that's what we're talking about. How to create a signature series, the kind of content that builds authority, creates anticipation, and turns your followers into fans. This concept is everywhere right now. It's super duper hot. It's on TikTok, it's on Instagram. Creators are building mini shows that go viral because of their consistency. It's no longer random. It's got a rhythm. But before we jump in, this episode is powered by the one and only Stan, my favorite all-in-one creator tool that literally runs my business behind the scenes. Stan helps you sell your digital products, automate DMs, and now it's got Stanley AI, which is like having your own marketing assistant. I use it to brainstorm Reels ideas, caption hooks, and even write landing page copy, all in a matter of seconds. If you haven't tried it yet, use the link in my show notes to get $10 off your first month and start building your own creator ecosystem today. All right, let's talk about building your series. And I want you to imagine this like your own Netflix show, okay? But for Instagram or TikTok. We're going to come into this as movie producers. So let's start simple. What is a signature series? I know you've probably seen it everywhere. I love when I am scrolling and I find someone that gives me some series ideas. And then every time I go to share something on this, I get a ton of comments from different niches asking me, oh, what can my series be? And it's not as hard as you think. So I'm going to help you guys kind of break it down after I explain what it actually is. So it's a reoccurring theme or mini show that you build your content around, like something people recognize as yours. It's your version of like the hot ones or my current weekly scroll that I do here on Call Her Creator. Or maybe it's like the CEO confessions or what's trending in design, something like that. It could be a weekly Reels theme. It could be a reoccurring story series, like behind the brand or something like that. Or a mini training that you drop every Friday. I've seen someone doing like a Mindset Mondays where she does a reel every Monday that changes your mindset. The idea is that it's predictable, but it's not boring. So the structure repeats, but the message that you're teaching evolves every week. Your audience should be able to say something like, oh, she's the one who does the coffee chat series or something like that. I want you guys thinking of me like, oh, Caitlin does the weekly scroll and Call Her Creator. I want to be known for that. So that's how you build a memorable brand, especially in a world that forgets everything because we're just scrolling. And this is where I want you to pause and really think for a second. If your audience doesn't know what they're tuning in for, if your content feels like it's scattered or it's inconsistent, it's not because you lack the talent or the creativity. It's just that you don't have the rhythm. So a signature series creates that rhythm. It's your brand's heartbeat. And what I love about it is that once you find your format, it becomes so much easier to show up on these networks because you already know what you're going to be talking about. Instead of saying, oh my God, what am I going to post today? You're asking, okay, what's this week's episode of my series? It's basically structure meeting storytelling. And that is the winning combo when it comes to social media marketing, especially for big brands, small businesses. Anyone can do this. Creators, this is for everybody. So here's why I think you need a signature series, especially with 2026 coming up. We have to stand out, guys. Most creators don't fail because they're not good. They just fail because they're burnt out. So they get stuck in this loop of reinventing the wheel every single week. And, you get to a part where like, I can't think of content anymore. I'm done. And I got to that part too, like, especially over this summer, I was just so done and burnt out from everything. And then I was like, okay, how can I make this fun again? And then that's when the signature series came in. That's the magic of all of this. Think about your favorite podcast, maybe this one, Cohort Creator. It drops every week. So you're always looking forward to it, and you know the vibe, you know what you're getting, you know who I am, you probably know what I'm going to talk about. That's what you're creating with your content. Predictability doesn't make it repetitive, but it makes it reliable. And it's something that people get excited for that's coming up. So reliability builds trust, and trust builds what? Community. And then you can nurture that community to sell to them. So when your audience starts to anticipate your post, you've won the game. You've won the game of social. So with these signature series, my favorite part about them is that it streamlines your content creation. So I am so big on decision fatigue. Like at the end of the day, I'll tell my kids like, nope, I'm done making decisions for the day. Go ask your dad. Like, I'm so sick of it. I make so many decisions in my business. Business owners, you know this. Creators, you know this. Me and Gracie have been working on a website here at the business, and I was doing it all day yesterday. And I was like, Gracie, you've got to step in again today. And she's like, I got you. Because by the end of the day, I was just so sick of making decisions, and you can just start second guessing yourself. But if you have a formula to follow, same format, new message, like that's so much easier to keep going with rather than just throwing spaghetti at the wall and testing new things every single day. And for all my creators out there who say, I'm just running out of ideas, okay, this is the fix. Once you have this framework, your ideas start multiplying. Instead of a blank page, you're just filling in the blanks. This is actually something I teach inside of Social Media School. If you have not grabbed my new course, we take what feels chaotic, your ideas, your goals, your audience, and I organize it into a repeatable system. You'll literally learn how to build your content calendar around reoccurring themes, so your series practically will build itself if you go into Social Media School. Because when you're consistent, you're not just visible, but you get remembered. So I will drop Social Media School in the show notes for you. It's something for any of you who just have a hard time like creating a formula or a framework. Social Media School will help you do that. Another thing I love about signature series is that it creates recognition. This is how you become the, oh, I know her brand. People might not remember your username, but they're going to remember your series name or what you're known for, like the content you talk about all the time. Because like, example, there's like this girl who does 3 marketing mistakes in 60 seconds. And I can't remember her handle, but she's done like 10 reels. I've seen 10 of her reels. And it's because her format sticks. And you want that. There's another girl I know, it's she does like a sharing is caring. So I love that she made like a rhymable series name. If you need help coming up with some series names, you can always go on Chat GPT. Now, the one thing with Chat is that you have to be careful because everyone's probably using Chat GPT for a signature series. So it could be taken. So try to put your own spin on it if you can. But that's what you want. You want people saying your series name before you own. Oh, Siri on my phone is hearing me talk about Siri. Sorry, Siri. No, go by. Where was I? Oh, last reason I love signature series. I don't want to say it too loud so that my phone doesn't hear me. When people see you teaching or telling a story or sharing insight around the same theme again and again, they start seeing you as the expert. And y'all know I am all about not recreating the wheel. So this is how you move from content creator to actual thought leader to actual, holy shit, she's the expert on that topic. So let's break it down step by step how you can create your own signature series. I'm about to put my phone in the other room. Okay, she's not hearing me anymore. Let's walk through how to build this. Okay, so first you want to choose your core theme. This is going to be the anchor of your content. So you got to ask yourself these 3 questions. What do you want to be known for? What conversations do you want to own? And then what problems do you solve again and again? What do your friends always come to you for? What do your employees, what do your colleagues, what do people always hit you up for your advice on? If you're a fitness coach, maybe it's like healthy habits that stick and you just teach a little healthy habit each week. Realtor, Market Mondays. I always tell realtors Market Mondays. It is so easy for you to pop up on your phone and give us a market update of what's going on that week. That is an easy one to stick to every single Monday. Maybe you're a local business and you do like a local business spotlight that you partner with or something like that. You could do Feature Friday. Let's see, Motivation Monday. This is for any kind of niche. Motivation Monday, Feature Friday. You could even do a Throwback Thursday and talk about like old stuff in the past, like old outdated trends, or maybe you talk about, maybe you've been in business for 20 years. And so like for the next couple months, each month you're going to dedicate that to a year, and it's like Throwback Thursday and we're going back to the year, blah, blah, blah. Here's where we started. Here's what was going on. That'd be a really cool one too. If you're a content coach, do not steal my idea, but the weekly scroll, hello, I'm giving a weekly update every week on what's going on in social. Love the weekly scroll because fun fact, wanted to be a news anchor when I went to college. So I love being able to report on what's trending in social every Thursday. So pick something that lights you up, something that you're going to want to talk about at least 6 months from now, because the thing with the series is that you have to keep them going and they have to be relevant each time to each other, because that's what makes them a series. The next step is to pick a format that you can sustain. Don't pick something that's going to burn you out. So if you're doing this big, I have a great example of this. I have a realtor and I love them, and they were doing small business spotlights, but each spotlight was like this professional video with drone footage. And it was like very put together, loved it, high quality, but it was so hard for them to keep up with. So they ended up stopping it. So I don't want you to pick a format like that you can't sustain. Pick something that you are going to easily be able to do week after week or month after month, whenever you want to do this. I suggest weekly. Be honest with yourself about your capacity. Maybe you're great on camera, then you would be great for Reels or YouTube Shorts. Maybe you rather write, then make it a carousel post or a newsletter or a blog. Or maybe you like live conversation. You could even go live on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, whatever it is. I used to do lives every Thursday. I called it Vino and Value, and I'd have a glass of wine and talk about Instagram. That was really fun. I couldn't keep up with it though. It wasn't sustainable for me because I can't drink during the week, guys. I have really bad hangovers. So I'll have like one glass of wine and then I'll feel like real big crap the next day. So I had to do away with Vino and Value. Maybe I'll change it back to like, what would we say instead of Vino? Like Mocktail Monday? Mocktail Mondays. There you go. Steal it from me. And if you steal that idea, you better call me out and let me know that you stole it so I can at least give you some engagement on your Mocktail Monday. The key to all of this, though, is to just keep it simple. Sustainable beats aesthetic and inconsistency every single time. So remember that. Same with my weekly scrolls. I keep them short and sweet. They're under 10 minutes so that I can sustain them. Because if I had to do like a 1 to 2 hour weekly scroll every week, that would probably be harder on me. So I try to make it super easy so that I can keep up with it. And then the third part of all of this is to give it a good name. Give it something memorable. Memorable. Naming your series makes it real. It makes it legit. So think of something like catchy, easy, on brand, CEO Confessions, Trend Tuesday, Sunday Reset, Behind the Glow. And I know that some of those are generic. So again, like maybe you could put your spin on that, but even if you don't, that's okay, because we also want this to be like SEO friendly, right? Like we want people typing in like CEO. So that would make sense for the CEO Confessions. You're trying to talk to other CEOs, or your topic is CEOs. So they'll be searching for that. Same with like Sunday Reset. pretty generic, but if it's saying reset, I'm assuming you're like resetting for the week. And that'd be something that I'd be interested in because I love like personal growth and all that. So once you name it, claim it, use that same hashtag, same logo, same energy every single time. You want consistency here. Next step is to outline the structure of it all. So keep some kind of formula where you hook them in with your conversation, then you give them value, and then you're going to wrap up and have a call to action at the end. That's it. Your audience learns that rhythm, and rhythm is what keeps attention going. So like with the weekly scroll, I pop in there, I tell them who it's sponsored by, I plug in club influence, I talk about the trends, and then I wrap it up, and that's it. And I just keep the rhythm going. An example of this would be something like your hook would say, here's the biggest mistake I made this week, whatever it is. Then the story, here's what happened and what I learned, then the wrap up. If this helped you, call to action, share it with someone else hustling through it, or grab my XYZ. You also want to make it visually consistent too. So with the weekly scroll, I have the same carousel template that I use every single week because I want people to recognize it. For a little while there, I was changing the colors of my beginner slide, like the cover photo. And then I'm like, I better keep this the same color and everything so that they can easily recognize it. So you might have seen like the very first weekly scroll I put out was like stripes. And the last couple ones I've put out have been like lifestyle photos. I really need to pick which one I want and then stick with it. I kind of wanted to see what worked best on Instagram because that's how I'm driving traffic to all of this. But I'm still kind of testing it out. So I don't know I have to post one tomorrow. So I don't know what I'm going to post. So if you have an opinion on that, please send me a DM. I would love to know if you like the stripes or the lifestyle photos better, but I'm just trying to be relatable. Next up is to schedule it like an event. I schedule my weekly series information every single Thursday. So don't squeeze it in, schedule it. Your series is your anchor content. You want to build everything else around it. So, Monday, post your series. Tuesday, pull a quote from it. Wednesday, turn it into an email. Thursday, post it on YouTube Shorts. Friday, go live, talk about it. I mean, if you want to go through the weekend, you could do like some behind the scene clips that you pre-scheduled, depending on if you want to work over the weekend or schedule it out. But that's how one idea fuels your entire week and makes your marketing so much better. It's not just giving you one post for the week, it's giving you several posts for the week and one main topic. And then step 7, all of this is probably the most important step, is you need to promote it like it's a Netflix show that just got dropped. Treat it like a launch every single week. Use your countdown, story reminders, behind the scene clips. And this is something that I'm missing right now with my weekly trend or the weekly scroll. I'm not promoting it the way that I should be. And like talking and saying this stuff out loud kind of reminds me that I need to do better. But hype it up. Share it in stories. I do share it in stories and then I share it as a carousel and then I email it. So I am promoting it 3 different ways, but like this is inspiring me to promote it 5 times a week. So I'm going to work on that and I will report back with what I decide to do for that. Okay, so once you've got your signature series in place, how do you turn it into a growth machine? It's not content anymore, okay? It's marketing fuel. So here's how we're going to maximize it. So tip number 1 is to use it for lead generation. Each episode should end with a strong call to action that builds your funnel up. So for the weekly scroll, I send them to Club Influence to learn more because Club Influence is all about like providing people with weekly trend ideas for reels and weekly carousel templates that are hot. So of course it goes with the weekly scroll because I'm talking about what's trending and then I'm sending you to something that provides you with the trends. So that's my strong CTA. You could always tell people like comment series and I'll send you XYZ. Maybe it's like a freebie. Before you push them to something that you're selling, maybe you just start with a freebie. Or maybe they sign up for a wait list and it gets them on the wait list for something that you're brewing up that supports all of this. Whatever it might be, make sure you have a strong call to action. That's how you're going to turn the viewers into subscribers/buyers. And then also repurpose every single episode. So mine's a little bit harder to repurpose because mine are pretty timely each week. So if you're doing, Market Mondays are also timely, but maybe you're doing like the Featured Fridays or the Small Business Spotlights. Those could totally be reused over and over again because they're not really timely, they're evergreen. So you could turn those reels into YouTube shorts, turn your captions into newsletters, turn your topics into mini workshops. If you're building a business, your signature series can literally become your entire offer ecosystem that just spins in circles and keeps making you money, honey, and setting people up to know who you are, what you have to offer, all the goodness, all the goodness. And then last but not least, for all of this, it's really great to collab or maybe like feature guests because that will bring in new eyes, a new audience. So once your format is consistent, start inviting others in. Let them be a part of your world. That's how you borrow audiences and expand your reach. So you could always bring someone on a live with you, or if it's like the weekly scroll and it's a podcast episode, I could bring someone on talking about it. The sky's the limit when it comes to collaborating. Okay, and then pro tips for long-term success. So because building a signature series, it's not just about launching, it's about keeping it alive, okay? So you need to make sure you're staying consistent, even if it's imperfect. Perfection's not going to grow your audience. Momentum and consistency will. So again, like repetition is what's going to create that recognition. So people need to see something multiple times before they start remembering it. So keep showing up. I think I'm only in I did October for the weekly scroll. And I think if I can get 90 days in, I think people start to look forward to it from me. So I'm going to keep consistency around that. Also build rituals around it. Like record at the same time. I record every Thursday morning. I get to my podcast room, record the weekly scroll, post the carousel that promotes it every Thursday. That's my ritual and what makes it sustainable. And then track your numbers. Make sure you're watching your saves, your shares, your engagements, your likes. That tells you if it's working. And I can tell from the first weekly scroll carousel I ever posted to now, like they're consistently getting likes, comments, shares. So I can tell that they're getting traction. And then don't abandon it. Like if you see this series evolving, evolve with it. Your series can grow with you. You can always rebrand it or tweak it. Don't scrap it every month. Just keep evolving every month with it. Who knows? Maybe I'll start growing my trends to go beyond Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what goes on with it. But I'm going to evolve with it. And I'd love your feedback on it too. If you're a fan of the weekly scroll series, let me know if there's something else that I'm missing or that I could add to it to make it even better for you. But the most important part of all this is to stay authentic with it. The series needs to sound like you. It should feel like your energy, your story, your rhythm, because you're not just going to be giving them value, but they're going to be growing and learning about who you are. And I love that. All right, I want to leave you with this thought, okay? Your signature series can be the heartbeat of your brand. It's the one thing people could start looking forward to if you created it now and just kept going with it. And when you do this right, your audience will literally start to say things like, oh, I can't wait for her Tuesday post, or, oh, I watch her CEO confessions every week. It's my favorite. I want that in my business. I don't know about you, but I want that. That's when you know you've built connection, not just content. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, Caitlin, I want to build mine, but I don't know where to start, I've got you. Okay. I've got you. You can start by using Stan. Seriously. It's your best friend for mapping out offers, building in your link in bio, and using Stanley AI to write that first draft of your script or your signature series using your captions. It's going to scrape your social. You can use my link in the show notes for $10 off your first month. And if you want to go deeper into creating that content that actually converts, I'm telling you, you need to get inside of social media school. You're going to learn my proven frameworks for content creation, storytelling, social media strategy, including how to launch it, scale it, design it, all for your signature series. So it becomes a true brand asset. Whether you're just starting out or you're ready to scale that business, social media school will give you the clarity the templates, the structure that you need to finally continue showing up confidently. Remember, this is about building something that's recognizable, that people know you for, something that's easily repeatable, something that feels like you. Because the people who win online aren't the ones who post the most. They're the ones that post with their identity. They have a community that loves them and they get to nurture them. So name it, claim it, and start building your signature series today. Thanks for tuning in to Call Her Creator, powered by Stan. If you love this episode, screenshot it, tag me on Instagram, the Caitlin Rhodes, and tell me what your signature series is going to be. And I'd love to feature you on a few shows in the next couple of weeks. I'd love to update people with what signature series ideas you guys are coming up with. All right, I'll see you next time.